folks. Welcome back to another edition of Mike's In It First. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, here live. Well, not live, here on North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder, head over to the best ticketing platform. Go to natalkradio.com. Click the event tickets tab today. I want some of the Caitlin Clark difference. And before, I know what you're going to say, oh, a white guy praises Caitlin Clark. Listen, we're comparing Caitlin Clark to Paige Bueckers, okay? Watch your mouth, all right? My WNBA fandom goes back. I remember appreciating Maya Moore and Elena Delle Donne and Brittany Griner when they first came out. I actually really like those players. Skylar Diggins-Smith is attractive both on the court and off the court. Sue Bird is awesome. Diana Taurasi, awesome. Kelsey Mitchell was really good in college. I thought Sabrina Ionescu was the second coming of Christ and the first coming for the WNBA. I really wish that Kobe Bryant's daughter, Gigi, would have played. Because even he said before they died that Gigi was better than he was at that age. And I believe it because she was only, 10, 12 years old? It's because he was training her. And I don't think, I could be wrong, but I believe he's not getting trained by Kobe freaking Bryant or the equivalent. Come on now. At least at that age. So he was able to help her from a young age. I loved the potential of Gigi. I think Sabrina has been good, for the record. I love the fact that Sabrina's like a Kobe disciple. I also love Breanna Stewart. Asia Wilson, dominance as they come. Mostly because she's big. But here's the thing. I watched Caitlin Clark in college a lot. I thought the Angel Reese stuff was crazy. I do think Angel Reese bought into it because she was having fun. I don't think she knew what was going to come of that monster. Oh, that sounds weird. But, honestly, Caitlin Clark is by far the best thing the WNBA scene. Now, I also understand that Paige Bueckers, before her injury at UConn, was a baller. We can all get with that. But we've seen people like Maya Moore and Kelsey Mitchell and Paige Bueckers. We've not seen Caitlin Clark. And that's what I don't think people understand. As a person who has literal receipts on Twitter where pre-COVID, I believe, maybe not on this account, but I've got screenshots and tweets where I'm being blasted for claiming the WNBA is actually pretty fun to watch. Thank you, Caitlin Clark. But now, I watched the game last night. The Indiana Fever took on and beat the Dallas Wings 98-87. I get AZ Fudd was not in the game. AZ Fudd averages 13 a game for the Wings. Another girl was not in the game. It was Jessica Shepard, who averages 14, 11, and 5 assists. Not too shabby. But Paige Bueckers was in, as was Arike Okwumbale, I feel good enough for the first time. Odyssey Sims was in it. Kira was in it. There were players in the game. Alicia Clark was in the game, the bench veteran. Those players are good. Caitlin Clark was there with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. Lexi Hull did nothing. Sophie Cunningham was okay. Taisha Harris off the bench was awesome. 5 for 5 from downtown. But watching that game, if you truly watch that game, Paige Bueckers, really cool, really good. Paige Bueckers, 29 points, 11 of 21 shooting, 2 for 6 from downtown, 6 boards, 6 dimes. Very, very good night by most WNBA standards. Caitlin Clark, 29 points, 11 of 18, 2 for 8 from 3, started off cold, 10 assists, only 1 turnover. Folks, here's the thing. Caitlin Clark, every single time the Fever grab a rebound, I'm talking about a live rebound, not like Now someone makes a basket and then they inbound the ball. Every single play, the Fever grab a rebound, they immediately find Caitlin Clark, and she slams that ball in transition. And they smoked like five or more layups. Just smoked them. And, I mean, there were passes people don't get. Yeah, Caitlin Clark probably would not make an NBA roster. I mean, she's only 6 feet tall. So, yeah, that checks out. But here's the thing. There are a lot of NBA players who would not dream of making the passes Caitlin Clark does, okay? The three-point shot is awesome. You put a man in front of her, it wouldn't make much sense. But she can do the step back, and she is clever and crafty. And she is not getting enough credit for that. While Paige Bueckers is pulling up in the mid-range, Caitlin Clark is deciphering the defense and knifing it apart. Paige Bueckers has like 3 moves. Caitlin Clark has like 50. Caitlin Clark is constantly probing, touching the paint, going out, constantly trying to do a step back 3 behind the back for a pass. She sees things NBA players do not see with her vision. I don't know how in the world, like you hear WNBA, the analyst last night on the game was like, oh, what a fine, what a dump off. Who cares? What Caitlin Clark does, she will be like any man will look at this angle, and unless this thing is Luka, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, or LeBron, he's not making the pass. John Stockton, for crying out loud. You're not making that pass because you don't see it. She studies it so freaking well, and it comes out so nice. She controls the entire game. And I don't think people realize Paige Bueckers is really good, okay? Kelsey Mitchell, really good. Asia Wilson, really good. Maya Moore was awesome. All of them. They're not Caitlin Clark. As an NBA fan, first and foremost, I'm not going to pretend Caitlin Clark is some savior of a league that I've wanted to have a savior for years. I thought the WNBA has had talent. They're not Caitlin Clark. She is Steph Curry shooting for WNBA, and not just because it's not higher percentage and high volume. She breaks it down, and even when you play great defense, the 2 threes that fell for her were backbreakers. It was unreal how good she was with the threes that she made. The passes are, for the WNBA standards, LeBron, Stockton, Luka, Kidd, all of it. That is what we're witnessing in the WNBA. Her handles are like Kyrie Irving for WNBA. I'm not saying there aren't good handlers. I'm not saying there aren't some good shooters. But you have to look at what it does for the defensive psyche. There are times when I don't think Steph Curry's the best player on the floor. If you give Steph Curry, John Stockton, or LeBron vision and passing, that dude would be a nightmare, worse than he already is. So forget the politics. Forget who you're rooting for. Just watch the game. 2 stars going at it. And while one was awesome in her own right, she wasn't Caitlin Clark. It's like watching Kevin Durant and LeBron James. If you're an and I'm a LeBron fan, everyone knows that. If you're an objective thinker, though, just watch it. Just watch an even playing field. And tell me who does more for their team. It's clearly LeBron James. It's just what it is. I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes you can't describe it unless people watch it. And what she did, although again, Bueckers was phenomenal, it wasn't Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark, by her passing, along with those 29 points, it just made all the difference. There was no comparison who was better. Because she controlled Every part. The team is like, oh, where's Caitlin Clark? Bang. Let's find Mitchell. Let's find Sophie. Let's find Ty Martin. Aaliyah Boston. Unreal, man. Unreal. So I'm excited. I think the Fever could win the championship. I think Lynx might. But I think Fever, they've shown they can beat the Liberty. They've shown they can beat the Aces. This is going to be tough. I think I can see the Fever winning the championship. I can see them falling just short, but man, it's because Caitlin Clark is the one that stirs the drink, man. She's unreal. So I had fun watching. That was awesome last night. Great job for both those young ladies. I'm out. Reminder, NHTalkRadio.com. Click the event tickets tab today. See you next time.